would like to share with our audience in Mill Creek Township School District a unique program that we're providing for students at McDowell High School. Many of you have heard us talk about Project 720, which is a high school reform initiative focusing on rigor, relevance, and relationships. Well, this particular program that we're going to discuss deals with the relevance part of that equation. I'd like to welcome Andrea Nucerino, who's in a very critical role with this program, and it's about internships for high school students. Andrea, I'm wondering if you could tell us a little bit about the grant that we received and what was kind of the focus of that. In this CCIP, what does that stand for? Okay.
CCIP stands for the Community Connections Internship Program, and in 2007 we received a grant from the Plastics Initiative to form a pipeline between education and the workplace, specifically within the plastics industries. We partnered with the Regional Center for Workforce Excellence and local plastics industries and came up with internship opportunities for our students to learn work-based skills and to provide them with opportunities to further explore careers.
This was really kind of unique for Mill Creek School District because, as I understand it, there were not a lot of districts around the state of Pennsylvania that received these grants to start this internship program. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Right. So a real
great
feather.
Opportunity.
Yeah, feather and an opportunity for us. What about the goals of this program? What's it targeting? What's it focusing on? So parents that are out there listening, they're saying, wow, internships, I think that's something my son or daughter would like to become involved in. So they understand what are the goals of this particular program.
Okay, the goals are to build a pipeline for future employment and to provide students with relevant experiences within the workforce to actually go in and if they have a career in mind, to be able to have real-world experience with that career and learn all the jobs that are required to perform within that career. It is also to increase post-secondary interest and learn about what courses or what training they need to further their interest in that career, and to educate parents about the plastics industries and the different industries out there within our local area. And we also, another thing that came out of the grant was to share this model, the internship model, across the state of Pennsylvania for other school districts to use.
I'm Danielle, I'm an intern at Plastic, and I work as a nursing assistant. I help the nurses out here. I take blood pressures and weights. It helped me be more motivated to further my education and stick with the medical field. I'm going into the pharmacy field, so it helped me with just the medical knowledge and being in a different medical surrounding.
Well, we've heard our governor speak about it's going to be very different for seniors. In fact, the senior year he's described as a much different experience for students, and I can see that this internship program would play into that. Talking about the students, what are some of the benefits? I know we've had students that are out there. Our focus has been primarily plastics, but what have you seen as some of the benefits for those students as being, involved in this program?
Well, the program, the work experience and the internships available to the students make education relevant, what they're doing, what they have learned. It ties in the skills they've learned in the classroom to what they're going to need in the real world. These students are competing globally now for jobs, and it makes them more competitive and marketable within our region and across the world.
Have you been, I know you've been out on sites and you've visited students, you've talked with employers. Do you think our students' perception of working in the plastics industry might be a little different now that they're involved compared to when they were thinking about being involved?
Yes, it is. Many of the students were very surprised on, they have a false idea about what it looks like within the plastics industry. They were unaware of the different engineer opportunities, the careers such as business careers, even nursing careers within the plastics industries, what an operator does, what the floor looks like, the technology required to operate these facilities was a great surprise to many of our students.
I'm in business administration, and I've learned how to do audits here, make schedules, check inventory. It makes me want to work harder in school, do a lot better in school. It gives me an idea of what I want to do in the future when I go to college.
Do you think they have a grasp on the fact that you need to be strong in math, science, and technology, or did they learn that through the internship?
They know now after their internship. And technology really plays a critical role for all students going into the workforce, because it plays such an active role in everyone's job, and it's just going to become more and more. The use of technology is just going to increase dramatically with it.
The technology we use here is a program called SolidWorks, and it's a computer-aided drafting program that lets us see what we're designing. We can even run tests on it to see, like, stress tests on the products, and we can run through tests of molds to see exactly how the mold will work, how the plastic will flow through it, and it's a really neat program.
What are the benefits to the business entrepreneurs out there that are running these companies? They have an opportunity to engage high school students in an internship experience. What do you see as the plus on their side of the equation?
Well, they give back to the community, and they also, these students have experience within their industry. So when they come back to work for that business, or if they come back to work for that business, it saves them time and money on training these students, because they already have firsthand experience within their industry and their business.
Yeah, that's where you used the word, I think it was pipeline. It's actually creating a flow of potential employees to the plastics industry,
Yes.
and they've already committed time and resources to training, so it would make good sense that those opportunities would continue for those students.
Right.
Depending on the intern's interest, they could end up in a wide variety of areas. Usually we like to give interns different experiences in different departments of the organization to get an idea of what a career in the plastics industry, specifically injection molding, would be like. Typical assignments could be working with some of the folks in quality, inspecting various product.
Let's talk specifics. What about the internships that we were involved in last year in the 06-07 year? I know they were in plastics, but what were some of the areas that our students worked in?
Okay, some areas that they worked in were engineering, technology. We had a student work as a programming intern and developed a program for one of the industries. We had nurses, students working as nursing internships, and also within human resources, business, and marketing.
Well, that's exciting.
It
Quite
is.
a broad, diverse range of opportunities for students. I'm sure they enjoyed that. What about coming up on the current 07-08 year? Are there anything new? I know we're shifting from plastics, continuing with plastics, but we're shifting into healthcare and some other areas. What are some of those internships that are emerging?
We're working with the health industries to provide students with different health career internship opportunities, as well as local businesses regarding financing, marketing, and business opportunities. And we're also working with another business providing a culinary arts internship, along with continuing the plastics internships in engineering and as operators and within their businesses as well.
I know this may be a good time to convey this message, but Andrea works at McDowell Senior High School, and if there's anybody out there that's viewing this program that's in the plastics industry or healthcare industry, you could certainly reach her, and we'll put this information at the end of the program regarding a phone number. But we would be pleased to speak with anyone in the Mill Creek community and even outside of Mill Creek that would consider offering internships for our McDowell High School seniors. There's another part of this. We're starting to develop something called career pathways, and I know we've been primarily working in what would be the business, finance, information technology, and kind of the engineering and industrial technology areas. We're expanding into what we call the health and science area, but we're also going to be developing human services and also the arts and the communications. Those are 5 pathways that I know the high school administration, Mr. Rankin, is working on in depth with also Stephanie Williams and Anthony LaRocco to get those pulled together. But any further thoughts on those as they develop each of those areas?
I think that the students will benefit greatly from having a hands-on real-world experience within those pathways. It would be nice to reach every student who's interested in any career and be able to give them a real-world experience. I think that's great that we're expanding it.
Well, I know they're going to be putting together course sequences for students. Obviously, it will not tie a student to a particular pathway,
Right.
but I think it will give them a clearly defined direction as far as their future. I know earlier when we were talking, you cited a study regarding the state of Pennsylvania, and you may want to share the results of that.
Yes, a Quality Counts released a report called From the Cradle to Career, and basically the report looked at state efforts to create a more seamless education system between a variety of different sectors, educational sectors, the workplace, higher ed, and it is an effort to better understand how education and students' experience affect their future and their careers and their success. Basically, Pennsylvania scored very high in several of the reports or indicators, but I was really surprised to see that Pennsylvania scored 49th out of 50 states in the area of connecting K-12 education to early learning, higher education, and the world of work. And I think this program is a great opportunity to start changing that for our state.
Direction, yeah. Well, we share your optimism about that. We're excited with this internship program. We were fortunate to receive this grant last year. We've been continuing the efforts of this grant under Project 720. Andrea is continuing to work in that area, and I know there'll be a lot more coming along. This program continues to grow and expand, and I know in talking with the students that have been involved in internships, the application process, meeting with employers, getting prepared for that first day on the job or internship has really, I think, opened their eyes up to the real world out there that they're going to be encountering, and it's going to be an extremely competitive situation that our students will need strong math, strong science, and strong technology skills to be competitive in what's becoming a real global marketplace. So Andrea, thank you very much for all your work with the program. As we indicated, anybody has any questions or further comments, we'll list a phone number where you could reach Andrea at McDowell Senior High School. I want to thank you for viewing this program, and good luck and continued success.
Okay, thank you. And